Hey guys, this video is going to be about what the Seahawks should do with the 16th overall pick in this year's NFL draft. The Seahawks had a disappointing season, to say the least, this year, missing out of the playoffs, and these are the 5 players I think the Seahawks should consider drafting in no particular order with their first round selection. One player I think the Seahawks should consider drafting is Jon Newton, the DT from Illinois. He had 52 total tackles this year, 26 solo tackles, 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, a fumble recovery, and 2 passes defended. This got him to be the Big Ten Defensive Player of the Year out of a conference with a lot of studs on defense. Michigan is in that conference, by the way. And he already has chemistry with Spoon since they were both on the same Illinois defense last year. And Spoon's the Seahawks' best defensive player, so they already have some chemistry developed over there. He's also 300 pounds and has insane agility and quickness for his size, making him a threat in the run and against the pass. This mobility has given him the traits to become an elite interior rusher, but the only knock on his game is that he's a bit undersized, like Aaron Donald, which isn't that big of a bad thing if you think about it. So the reason why the Seahawks should make a pick in the defensive line this year is because one of the main things that led them to underachieve the way that they did was their run defense, specifically their D-line. And the Seahawks knew they had to get better in the interior D-line, which is why they traded for Draymond Jones in the offseason. But he massively underperformed this year, earning a PFF grade of 61.7. So they clearly still need some help. This is why they also traded for Leonard Williams for a second-round pick this year. And he played good, but he is a free agent now. So there's no guarantee he's coming back. So I have them drafting another defensive line player, or at least considering another one, and that would be Jared Verse. Jared Verse, he's the edge from Florida State, and he had 41 total tackles this year, 23 solo tackles, 9 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery, and 2 passes defended. He's an older, more polished athlete. He could have gone in the first round last year. He's an exceptional athlete in general. He power cleans 360 pounds, benches 455, and squats 555 pounds. And he's been recorded running 21.14 miles per hour in-game, which is insane. He's an elite pass rusher and has a very explosive first step. He also dominates his gap, which is good for the run defense, which the Seahawks need especially. But the one thing that he has to work on is his tackling and recognizing blocks. So like differentiating from reach blocks, pass blocks, run blocks, all this stuff. Another player I think the Seahawks should consider drafting is JPJ, or Jackson Powers Johnson. He's a center from Oregon. He's 6'3", 320 pounds. He was a unanimous All-American this year. He was also the unanimous Remington winner, which is awarded to the best offensive lineman, best center in the country. He's also has pretty big hands, and his arms aren't super long, and his wingspan isn't super long either. He's an NFL plug-and-play type of player. You just draft him, he's an immediate day one starter at center for you. He's an explosive run blocker, but he's exceptionally quick as well, and his amazing size. As I mentioned earlier, he has smaller arms, which may cause trouble against longer, more athletic opponents. But he also dominated at the Senior Bowl, which made his draft stock increase exponentially because he showed he could excel against NFL level competition. So the Seahawks, their O-line was pretty bad this year. They found their tackles, and when healthy, they have shown the potential to be the very best at their respective positions. But when healthy is key, because Abe Lucas only played 6 games this year, and that showed because right when he came back against Dallas, Geno Smith threw for almost 350 yards, and the offense came alive again. Before that, the offense was on a bad spell. That being said, they need depth at O-line and better interior alignment in general, and JPJ can do that. However, they also have Olu Oluwatimi at center who they might want to roll forward with, so they could draft JPJ and try plugging him in at guard. Similarly, I think the Seahawks should also draft Troy Fautanu, the left tackle from Washington. He's projected to play guard at that next level, though. He's 6'4", 317 pounds. He's a third-team All-American. He was a Morris Trophy winner. And he was also the best O-lineman on the line that was awarded as the best O-line in the country. There weren't any measurements of his hands, arms, or wingspan that I could find online. He's very athletic and very powerful, so he's a great blocker. He's an excellent puller as well because of his, jaw-breaking mobility. He also has heavy hands, which leads to powerful blows when blocking. However, he needs to get better at run blocking. He attended Washington, so the Seahawks would be keeping him in state, which is great. And they also recently hired his former offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubb. So that's also a plus. And the last player I think the Seahawks should try drafting is Michael Penix Jr. He's a quarterback from Washington, and this year he had 65.4% completion percentage, which is pretty good. 4,903 yards, led the nation for the second year in a row. 36 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, and a 157.1 passer rating. Ryan Grubb is also his offensive coordinator, and now he's the Seahawks offensive coordinator, as I said earlier, which will make his game translate a lot quicker because the Seahawks will probably switch to Ryan Grubb's offense. He finished second in the Heisman voting, and he was arguably the greatest QB in college this season. He has a big arm and a beautiful deep ball, best of this class. He also avoids sacks well and has a good pocket mobility, as shown in the Sugar Bowl against Texas. He's just a natural leader, which is very important for the quarterback position. But his main flaw is that he has an extensive injury history. But he's been healthy for the past 2 years, so we don't know how big of a deal that would be. And the reason why I think the Seahawks should try drafting him is because while Geno Smith is an above-average quarterback, he is not the long-term solution there. So the Seahawks can go risky and try to draft QB this year, especially with a new coaching staff coming in. And if this works out, they'll be set for the next 5 years minimum, because a quarterback on a rookie contract is a great situation to be in. So yeah, that pretty much wraps up the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Feel free to leave a comment below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hope you guys have a good day.